Hello, thank you for checking out A1 Math, and today we're looking at using the elimination method to solve a system of equations. So let's begin. So, in using the elimination method, it's similar to something you may have done a long time ago when you're adding multi-digit numbers. So, as you can see here, we're adding two three-digit numbers, and when you add, you're going to add within each column, the ones place, the tens place, and the hundreds place. Okay, so keep that in mind when I show you and go through the steps on using elimination to solve system of equations. So here, these are the steps you want to keep in mind when you solve a system of linear equations with the elimination method. So first, you got to think about the add or subtract. Add or subtract the equations to eliminate one variable. Solve the resulting equation for the other variable. Substitute the value for the known variable into one of the original equations and then solve for the other variable. Okay, so in that add or subtract, that's similar to adding the three-digit numbers. And I'm going to show you an example right now. Okay, what we want to do, and you can tell by the name, is eliminate one of the variables. Okay, because you can't solve for x or y and get an actual number unless one of the variables are not there. So you have to eliminate one of them, and this is how it can be done. Uh, all you have to do is look at it like a three-digit number that you're adding. Okay, so we're going to add the 4x plus x, and that's going to get us 5x. I'm going to add the negative 2y plus a positive 2y, and that's going to end up being 0. And then we're going to add the 12 plus 8 and get 20. And you don't always have to write this 0. I just want to show you, just have it in place here so you can see it. But the 5x plus 0 here equals 20. It's going to be 5x is equal to 20. And now we're just going to solve for x here by dividing by 5. And x is equal to 4. All right. Now that we know what x is, we can plug it into one of these other equations. And I just happen to pick this one. And we'll plug it in there and just solve for y. So now I've got, I'm going to write again over here, x plus 2y is equal to 8. And I'm going to replace this x here. And now I'm going to subtract the 4 on both sides. That's going to give me 2y is equal to 4. And now I'm going to divide by 2, and y is equal to 2. So now I've got my point. My point is going to be 4, comma 2. Okay, so also keep in mind something I want you to notice here. The 2y is negative, and this 2y is positive. This only works if one is negative and one is positive so that you can get 0. So that's the main thing as far as using the elimination method, is that you have to make sure that these cancel out. But here's the deal, you could do different things to the equation to make them cancel out if it won't cancel out right away. And I'm about to show you an example with that. So this one right here is one where we just added. Okay. This next one is when we subtract. And what I like to say is when you subtract, you always add the opposite. So that's going to reign true here. So let's take a look at this next example. Okay. So see how we've got a 2x and a 2x. But if we add them, there'll be 4x. So instead of adding, we want to subtract. But to subtract, what I'm going to do is add the opposite. So what I'm going to do is change every term in here to the opposite sign. So it's like I got a negative here that I'm going to distribute to each term. So I'm going to rewrite this over here as 2x plus 6y is equal to 6. And distribute this negative. So I have negative 2x. Negative times a negative is positive, so that's going to be a positive y. And negative times a negative is going to be a positive, so that's positive 8. Now I can just go ahead and add like I've been doing. So I take the 2x plus negative 2x, that's going to get me 0. I'm going to write it again. Here I'm going to get 7y, and here I get 14. And keep in mind, you can eliminate any variable. Here, on the previous one, we eliminated the y. Here, we're eliminating the x. You just look for the one you can't eliminate. Now I'm just going to divide by 7 here, and y is equal to 2. All right. Now I'm going to take this 2, and I can plug it into any one of these equations. I'm just going to happen to pick the top one here. So I'm going to take the 2x plus 6y is equal to 6. And I'm going to replace the y right here with 2. So that's going to be 2x plus 6 times 2 is equal to 6. All right, now I got 6 times 2, which is 12. Now I'm going to subtract 12, and that gives me 2x is equal to negative 6. Then divide by 2, x is equal to negative 3. So now I have my point, which is negative 3, comma, 2. And it's important to make sure you keep the x and the y straight. You don't want to put 2, negative 3. Okay. So that's we did an addition, we do a subtraction. Now we're going to take a look at a word problem and show you how you use the elimination method there. Okay, so here's a word problem dealing with system of equations. And in this word problem, it says the perimeter of a rectangle picture frame is 62 inches. The difference of the length of the frame is, and twice its width is 1. The system of equations is 2L plus 2W equals 62, and the length minus 2 times the width equals 1 represents this situation. Okay, where L represents the length in inches and W represents the width in inches. What are the length and the width of the picture frame? So they give you the equation here, and we're just going to use the elimination method to solve it. All right, so I'm just going to rewrite the problem over here. So I got 2L plus 2W is equal to 62. L minus 2W is equal to 1. All right, so I'm just going to use the elimination method here. I check to see if I have something that has the same number and opposite signs, and I do. So I'm going to just add here. So I got 2L plus 1L is 3L. Here this becomes 0. That's going to be equal to 63. All right, now I'm going to divide by 3 here. And L is equal to 21. So now that we have the length, we're just going to plug the length into our equation to solve for there. I'm just going to happen to pick the first one here. So I got 2 times the length, which is 21, plus 2 times the width is equal to 62. All right, so now I'm going to do 2 times 21. That's going to get me 42. All right, now I'm going to subtract 42 on both sides. That's going to give me 20. Now divide by 2, and the width is equal to 10. So the length of the picture frame, um, just say this, length is equal to 21, and the width is equal to 10. And that's using system of equations using elimination method and a word problem here. But for now, that's the video. I want to thank you for checking out A1 Math. Have a nice day.